Good evening, everybody, and welcome to some good TVS Fine Arts news. You may be wondering, what exactly is SGTVS FAN? That's a good question. This pretty awesome guy named John Krasinski started his own show called SGN, where he highlighted heartwarming stories from around the world. He invited other people to share their good news as well. John, you are cool with us copying our idea to promote the fine arts at TVS, right?
And that kind of behavior is not only SGN approved, it's encouraged. Because I'm very well aware I am only delivering the good news. You are the good news.
Thanks, man. We appreciate you. As much as we all love good news from across the globe, some of us started thinking about the good news happening right here in our very own TVS Fine Arts community. And even though we may not necessarily get to sit in an auditorium or a theater or art gallery to enjoy the fine arts in person, that doesn't mean they aren't still happening. So the TVS Arts Booster Club decided to reach out to the TVS community to ask for some good news about what the TVS fine arts students have been doing recently. And boy did you deliver. I'm Liam Worsley, and much like John Krasinski, I also have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm doing it anyway. And now for some good news. Without question, the unending spring break of 2020 was the start of an incredibly trying time for everyone, but especially for the original cast of The Election, who were slated to perform in the spring. With a true spirit of the show must go on, the upper school theater department has recast the roles and has been preparing for a visual release of The Election this fall. Joining us today is our very own TVS junior thespian, Lauren Koshan. Lauren, tell us what's been going on with The Election.
The Election by Don Zolidis starts on October 15th, but we are filming it now. There will be a chance to watch it in the SST, or you can just stream it at home.
This play sounds pretty timely, Lauren. I know I've been hearing a lot of buzz about The Election lately. In fact, I almost feel like I've been hearing of little else.
It is not, however, the presidential election on November 3rd, but it is a hilarious and timely satire on the contemporary political scene.
But seriously, the TVS performance of The Election is one you will not want to miss. Lauren, tell us what it's all about.
Presley High School holds an election to replace the student body president who has just resigned in disgrace. Mark Davenport, played by Gage Brazel, figures it will be an easy win. After all, his only opponent is nerdy Christy Martin, played by Kate Romer, who wants to eliminate football. But a mysterious super PAC gives her an unlimited budget. Things start to get very ugly. Mark must face complete failure or accept the help of a slick professional campaign manager with questionable ethics and $1 million super PAC of his own.
Thanks for that great info, Lauren. Watch the school emails and social media for a link to the video later in October. Speaking of virtual theater performances, another group of thespians spent a couple of weeks of the summer months attending the Much Ado About Shakespeare virtual theater camp. These actors performed a fantastic Zoom version of A Midsummer Night's Dream without ever spending even a minute in the same room during rehearsals or performances. Seriously, watch Oberon and Puck pass the flower via Zoom.
There it is. I pray thee, give it me.
How did they get the timing so perfect? In addition to the amazing theater students, all the extra time at home in the spring and summer led some of these fabulous fine art students to let their creativity flow. Look at this beautiful artwork by the summer camp students. This is just a small sampling of the beautiful visual art created by our TVS fine art students. And when life gets you down, and let's be honest, if 2020 hasn't gotten you down, you might not be human. But when life really gets you down, music might be the only thing that puts a smile on your face. Luckily for all of us, TVS students have been filling the world with music. Listen to this amazing 6th grader, Dana S., tickle the ivories like a pro. That is one talented Trojan. And the musical brilliance of TVS students doesn't stop at graduation. One of my favorite TVS Fine Arts good news stories from 2020 is the recent release of an original single by class of 2020 grad Emma Evans. Her pop song titled Horizon is available on both Spotify and Amazon Music, and it is absolutely brilliant. Once you listen to Emma's song, be sure to follow her. I'm not saying she's definitely going to be famous, but I will say that if she signed your yearbook, you might want to save her autograph. It could be worth an awful lot before long. Creativity has been flowing in every fine arts area of the TVS community. The literary arts were no exception. The latest edition of Thalia was handed out along with yearbooks, and it was chock full of original artwork and fantastic poetry. Well folks, I'm sorry to report that we're out of time for today. This was just a tiny glimpse into the amazing good news in the TVS fine arts world. If you have a TVS fine arts student who'd like to see highlighted on a future show, please send an email to the address in the show notes. We'd love to highlight as many as we can. For now, I'll say goodbye. The show will be back soon, hosted by another TVS guest host. Stay tuned and don't forget to send in your own good TVS fine arts news for our next show.